Let's drop the bass.
Guys, I'm at the Indie Mega booth at PAX Prime 2015, seeing a game that I've been excited about for a very long time, Y2K. I've got Andrew here with me, who is a co-writer and composer and director. Director, yeah?
Yes.
You're all things.
So many.
All things on this game.
Too many.
What I love about this game is that you seem to be pushing all of my nostalgia buttons without leaning too far into them and doing your own thing.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about what Y2K is about.
So Y2K is a 3D turn-based Japanese-style RPG set in the year 1999 about 90s internet culture, the occult, and internet conspiracy theories.
My heart! Andrew, my heart! So what I love about this is, so you are, you're kind of like an aimless post-collegiate liberal arts kind of hipstery dude.
Yeah, like, basically, you are the guy who ended up working at Starbucks when Starbucks finally was a thing.
Yeah.
But in an effort to sort of like try and find a purpose and try and find a way to actually make a living, you decide to distract yourself using the internet. And that's when you become obsessed.
I am not familiar with that life strategy.
Me either, no. It's fictional, no one does it.
No one does it.
So you become obsessed with this message board where there's a video of a girl who's being terrorized by an elevator. You happen to have met the girl your last day of college. So you have some personal involvement in this, and your mom wants you to get a job, your mom loses her job, and you desperately need to go on a job hunt. But in the meantime...
So you're gonna go look for that girl?
Yes. You do have to look for a job, and it's just as hard in the game as it is in real life.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you've got a lot going on. You're looking for this girl. You're searching down internet conspiracy theories on the eve of Y2K. You have to find a gig, and this all plays out in a way that feels very Earthboundy to me.
Yeah. So basically, we wanted Alex to feel kind of like the person who grew up playing Earthbound. So like when you look at Earthbound, when most people played it, they were the age of the characters. But when people have grown up, now they're the age of Alex-ish, maybe give or take 3 or 4 years. Because he was a super senior, so he graduated at 26.
Sure.
Yeah.
Also, once again, I don't know what that's about.
It's not autobiographical at all.
So yeah, it has this kind of tone to it that Earthbound has, where it's light and it's funny, but I can also tell that there's like some very dark humor going on there too. One of the enemies that you fight, I absolutely love this, is just a guy in a varsity jacket with 2 hooks for hands. And he's just called Hook-Handed Jock, but you can clearly tell that he had a future, and then things went horribly wrong, and now he is an enemy in this rundown town in an RPG.
Yeah, he had a football scholarship. It was to Notre Dame. He was basically the only person in his family who was going to go to college. But then, he lost his hands in a terrible accident. I'm making all this
Why
stuff
is this funny? It shouldn't be funny. It is.
It is.
It's very funny.
That's good.
And I love all of the systems. So this is a, it's a JRPG, so this is a multi-character party.
Yep.
It's turn-based. But what I love is all of the variations that you have in your battle system. It seems like everybody has their own different functionality before they attack.
So we kind of wanted each battle command to feel like a WarioWare minigame. So that way you have Alex, who is the hipster guy with the record. His move is a turntable that spins around. You press X as like the sweet spot comes around and you do more damage. Bella, the character who is like the music nerd and video game nerd, her moves are rhythm-based / old arcade game-based.
What I love is she pulls out like a keytar, and you have to play a riff on the keytar, and I noticed that when you screw it up, the music that she plays is smooth jazz.
Yes. Yes.
That's like the lowest level combo she can do.
Basically.
That's amazing. Yeah, it has all of these wonderful things. I see like drawing a box, hitting things in the right area, almost like a golf game or a sports game.
Yeah.
And it's kind of wonderful to me, the amount of variation that you're putting into this battle system.
I think for us, we wanted to make sure, we knew that we had a good story. We knew that if people played the game, they would connect with it. But what we couldn't guarantee was somebody who doesn't like RPGs might never pick it up.
Right.
So we said if we can entice people with like WarioWare style minigames that have like an actual amount of depth to them, then maybe we could actually have a wide market of people who would be interested in the game.
Tell me a little bit about the art style here, because you guys have some amazing art direction going on. What were some of your influences here for this kind of semi-flat shaded low poly look? And it looks like almost stop motion animation sometimes.
Yeah. So for the stop motion animation, we had to write our own animation system. So we're using Unity 5, but Unity 5 doesn't support. Unity 5 makes you have in-betweens in your animation, but Brian, when he was doing the art, wanted it to feel like you were looking at sprites. So he wrote a new animation system. But as for the actual 3D models, Brian calls it high def low poly. So we wanted it to look like a Nintendo 64 game that was played on an HD monitor with clean textures.
The way you remember a Nintendo 64 game.
Exactly, yeah.
That's awesome. It's amazing. And tell me about some of the locations and the places that you're going, because this is not a very standard RPG setting.
So the game takes place all within one state that looks like New Jersey on its side. So it's like New Jersey just turned this way.
Yeah. It's very Eerie, Indiana of you.
So it's basically like Alex, who lives in the sort of like rich, sort of like well-off town. That's the first place you start off, and one of the fourth or fifth location you go to is the trailer park, which is what we're showing in the demo. But we range from, we have New York City in the game, which is from near the end when you go to Times Square to see the world end and the ball drop on Y2K.
Amazing.
We have caves, we have dungeons that take place inside of computers. You go into outer space. And I promise it's all very serious.
Yeah, of course. It's all very serious. Just like that hook-handed guy.
Exactly,
it's
yeah.
deeply, deeply serious. So you guys have started trickling out more and more news over the last few months about things. You're showing off more and more. What's the timeline here, and what platforms are we going to be able to play Y2K on?
So obviously it's going to be on Steam. It's going to be on PlayStation 4. It's going to be on PlayStation Vita and Wii U. And you can play it. Add a drum roll sound effect right here, okay?
Brrr.
This winter.
Ta-da! That's close.
It's very close.
You don't look stressed.
We're in beta. We have 200 people trying to break the game. It is what it is.
So it's like it's resignation, not confidence.
Yeah, basically.
I love it. Yeah. And if people want to keep up with the game and get more information about it, where do they go?
I recommend our Twitter, ACKK Studios. We're also ACKKstudios.tumblr.com for a devlog, where once a week we write about what we accomplished that week.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Thank you very much.
Remember, guys, we got a ton more at PAX here on my channel. That's youtube.com/Carboni. And on Jeff's channel, that's youtube.com/KanadaJeff.
You know, it's just like another one of those headlanding games.
Oh,
Right,
another
right.
headlanding game.
Yeah. It was
Docking into bodies.
at first it was Infinite Runners, and those were super huge. And it's
Yeah.
been like 3 years of nothing but headlanding games.
It's true.